Well, Jeff, I think you're the victim of 20 hours of our life versus 365 days.
He was being nice.
Well, listen, we didn't want our family to break up.
I know.
Isn't that obvious?
Well, right, but you're not. He's not trying to be rude.
Jeff, you're reading too many tabloids.
And trying to Robyn-splain, Meri-splain.
So I'm not sure if anyone else caught this, but Robyn is really putting in some serious effort to control Kody's words. No, seriously, it's like she has a remote control and he's the TV. Everyone noticed when she literally covered his face with her hand to shut him up, right? But there's also this gem at 22:25 in the talkback when they're talking about the finale. Kody's saying something she doesn't like, and you can practically see her blood boiling. She puts her hand on his leg like she's trying to squeeze some sense into him, all while getting him the most exasperated, "Shut the hell up right now" look. Did anyone else catch that? It's like she doesn't just speak Kody, oh no, she controls Kody's speech. I bet this gets old fast for the other women. And let's not forget that Kody, in true Kody fashion, totally ignored her. She wants so badly to control their public image, but newsflash, shutting Kody up isn't going to fix anything. If they just owned their mistakes for once, we wouldn't care about Kody spouting off his usual nonsense every now and then. I mean, I get it. Janelle, Christine, and Meri have definitely said some dumb stuff. Who hasn't? But because they own it, it doesn't bother anyone. They're not out here playing the we're perfect game, trying to lie their way out of everything. Kody, though, not someone to be run by his wives, right? Yeah, okay, Kody. That's rich coming from the guy who doesn't even flinch when his wife practically does a full-on ventriloquist act with his words. And honestly, how often does this happen off camera? I'm guessing all the time. Remember that awkward moment with the couch and the tenders? Ariella was all over Saul like she was trying to wrangle him into submission. Just like Robyn was with Kody in this scene, totally bizarre and uncomfortable. Now, I'm starting to see who really taught her how to pull that act off. At this point, Kody's not her best customer anymore. He's more like that annoying guy who stumbles into the store and won't stop talking nonsense. She's speaking for him constantly. But here's the real kicker. If she's doing this to Kody, can you imagine what she's pulling with her kids? We talk about Kody all the time, but Robyn deserves more credit for her masterclass in control and manipulation. We've got so much to dive into today, so let's not waste any time. Let's jump straight into it. Hey everyone, what's up? It's Elena here, and welcome back to my channel Reality Nexus X. Robyn really knows how to make everything about herself, doesn't she? I mean, I knew it was her thing, but even I didn't expect her to take over the entire church visit like that. The grown kids want to go to church, but somehow it became all about Robyn. Why did she have to be involved at all? And why didn't anyone try to shift the focus back to the girls? Instead, we got a full-on Robyn show. Her background, her religious hang-ups, her grieving her. Robyn makes everything about herself. She never cares about anyone else. When she talks, it's always about how something affects her. It's exhausting. And of course, she did this because that's what Robyn does. Remember when Leon came out to the family? Yeah, she made that moment all about her too. I don't know why she was even there, let alone trying to steal the spotlight. Honestly, she should have just sat quietly in the corner and listened. But no, that's not her style. Let's be real, Robyn's storyline is non-existent. She's boring, and honestly, she doesn't add anything to the show. She used to lean on the OG3 to stay relevant. But now, it's all about using the kids to stay in the spotlight. It's like they're trying to keep the cash flow going now that the two oldest are over 18. I wouldn't be shocked if they start looking for another wife just to keep the show afloat. Who knows, maybe they'll use the church as a dating pool. Just a thought, but at this point, it wouldn't surprise me. At least she's consistent, I'll give her that. Her body language when Kody told her he wanted to come with her to church was telling. Maybe it was just me, but she didn't seem too thrilled with the idea. If the OG3 were still around, she'd probably have thrown it in their faces to make herself feel special. Some people say Robyn is a narcissist like Kody, but honestly, I think she has histrionic personality disorder. Sure, she's got some narcissistic tendencies, but her need for drama and her emotional volatility scream histrionics. She craves attention and everything's about how she feels. Remember that personality test she didn't take? Yeah, that tracks. The manipulation by Robyn and Kody is so glaring in hindsight, it's almost comical. Watching Kody's sudden, random explanation about needing to leave Vegas for financial reasons in just 3 months is almost laughable. Robyn, pretending to be shocked, says how much she hates living in Vegas, classic move. Then, they just happen to stumble upon Flagstaff and fall in love with it. Kody takes Christine on a romantic getaway to sell it to her, showering her with affection, while pitching it to Meri as a fresh start for their relationship. Janel, she's just going along for the ride. But none of this bothered Robyn and Kody, who clearly didn't care about how their older kids felt about it. As long as they got what they wanted, who cares if they left the rest of the family heartbroken? Fast forward, and here they are, into their second mansion, having ditched the rest of the family. Watching it unfold on TV is one thing, but imagine being there, experiencing the manipulation off camera. I bet Meri knew deep down that she had no choice, no matter what Kody said about new beginnings. I also wonder how Christine felt about the whole situation. She bought a house in Flagstaff immediately, not even considering renting. Was she already planning her exit? Janel's perspective on why she initially didn't want to move her kids to Flagstaff would be fascinating. She resisted the move when her kids were minors, so what exactly changed her mind? Kody promised her the world, but what did she get in return? A legal battle to recover her financial investment. Did she trust Kody at that point, or was it something else? Christine, on the other hand, was way smarter. She bought a house in her own name, ensuring that when she was ready to leave, she'd have something to fall back on. And of course, Flagstaff wasn't chosen just by random chance. Christine's oldest son was heading to college there. Convenient, right? And then the timing of it all, Dayton just so happens to announce that he's been accepted into Northern Arizona University right around the same time Kody and Robyn make the big move. Did Kody or Robyn even mention this to the other wives when they first went to Flagstaff? Probably not. Watching the replays, the things that stand out are shocking. You start seeing all the pieces falling into place with Kody and Robyn's plan. I'm convinced the Flagstaff move was all about Robyn chasing Dayton, and Kody was done pretending with the other wives. He was looking to unload the Vegas homes and get them out of the way. Building on Coyote Pass, never a priority. The $1 million home they bought while the land was still unpaid. A clear indication of where their true intentions lay. The move to Flagstaff wasn't just about a new location, it was the beginning of the end for the original family. They were supposed to sit back quietly, accept their sacred loneliness, and be happy with whatever scraps were tossed their way while Kody lived it up with Robyn and her kids. Meanwhile, Robyn didn't care a bit about how the older kids were struggling with the move. But when it came to her own kids, suddenly any disruption was a big deal. Her kids can't experience the slightest inconvenience, but the others. They just had to suck it up when their lives were turned upside down. The season after the move to Flagstaff was telling. Christine mentioned how it took months for the family to even meet up for lunch. This wasn't a close-knit family, it wasn't a family culture at all. Then, when everything started falling apart, Robyn was suddenly in every confessional, crying about how broken the family was. What family, though? They never saw each other, so what had really changed? Kody and Robyn got exactly what they wanted. Kody's anger about the wives leaving him. Please, that's just his ego talking. The whole thing is just despicable. They left Lehi like thieves in the night, and poor Hunter was crushed. The family lived in rentals for a year and a half before they even started building. Finally, the kids had nice homes with tree dedications and handprints in cement. The kids were happy, made friends, and then Robyn and Kody suddenly decide to move to Flagstaff. Sure, Dayton was looking at colleges there, but I think Kody was just itching to make a move, too. He'd already considered St. George before, but the wives weren't on board. When they looked at schools for Dayton and fell in love with Flagstaff, Kody went to great lengths to sell the idea, only to regret it almost immediately. I mean, seriously, what was he thinking? What an idiot. The saga of Robyn and Kody and their need for a McMansion. Truly a masterpiece of manipulation and questionable storytelling. Let's break it down, shall we? So here's the theory. Robyn wasn't actually being forced out of her rental in Flagstaff, as they'd like us to believe. What if, instead, Kody and Robyn just happened to find out that a house with a gorgeous view of Coyote Pass was for sale? Oh, the timing. Just as Kody's buddy Tim, the producer, probably gave him a little nudge about the property next door, it all magically lined up. Maybe the rental crisis was just a cover story, a little too neatly wrapped up for it to be anything other than a convenient excuse to justify buying a massive house. This could explain the weird acting and Robyn's constant mantra about God providing a rental, because clearly a 7-bedroom mansion overlooking Coyote Pass is exactly what the Lord intended. Nothing says divine intervention like a luxurious estate. Let's also talk about that 7-bedroom minimum. I mean, really? 7 bedrooms for a woman with 4 kids. But sure, we're supposed to believe that Robyn, who came from trailer park living, needed a mansion big enough to house an entire small village. Apparently, her unwillingness to compromise was so extreme that she wouldn't settle for less than a house big enough for Kody's army of kids too. I mean, who needs all that space when you grew up with 4 siblings in a 3-bedroom home and survived just fine? But no, she demanded 7 rooms, plus 1 for the occasional guest, because, the big picture was clearly her priority here. And then, the piece de resistance. The whole Coyote Pass drama. Kody and Robyn talk about it like it's some mystical far-off land. I ache to get out there every time I see it. Yeah, it's so remote and magical. Except Kody can literally drive from his property on an ATV because it's right next door. Oh, how the heart longs for a place that's so far away, you can reach it in 2 minutes by off-roading in your own backyard. It's as if they're trying to sell the idea that this distant, magical plot of land is worth everything, even when it's clearly just an elaborate setup for Kody and Robyn to get the house they wanted all along. So, here's the real kicker. This entire narrative of needing a massive, overpriced house because of circumstances is clearly a convenient ruse. They didn't need it, they wanted it, and they found a way to make it happen, no matter how absurd the reasoning sounds. The entire thing reeks of self-serving materialism and a desperate desire to control their little kingdom overlooking Coyote Pass, as if the whole world will believe they're just the victims of fate. Does anyone actually like Kody binge-watching to catch up before season 18 currently on S17E4? So please, no spoilers. But seriously, how does anyone tolerate this man? I've never been more heated or thoroughly disgusted by a reality show figure in my entire life. Kody is the epitome of arrogant, narcissistic, spineless, and pitiful. He struts around like some kind of power-hungry cult leader, whining about how I'm supposed to be the leader here. Sir, you're not a leader, you're a soggy piece of toast with a god complex. Marriage isn't a dictatorship, my guy. Maybe try being a partner instead of a tyrant in a denim jacket. And then, oh, this gem dogs just always roll on their back for me. Must be my super alpha presence. Please, sit down, preferably far away. Maybe the dogs are just trying to protect their vital organs from the tsunami of your ego. Every time someone challenges his logic, or God forbid, thinks for themselves, Kody goes full confused toddler. I just don't understand. Yeah, no kidding. You don't understand. Because it wasn't your idea. And now your fragile man pride is trembling. Maybe try using one of those brain cells you haven't shed along with your hairline, bud. Watching Christine finally peace out. Absolute TV gold. I cheered when she shared that he couldn't even be bothered to help tuck her kids in at night while she was pregnant. Like, really? That's the bar and he's still limbo-ed under it. Good riddance. Let Robyn have him. Let her have the full Kody TM experience, every manipulative, delusional, exhausting inch of it. Update. S17E10 Kody spends the whole damn time blaming the entire breakup on Christine. I'm in this really hard lifestyle partly because of her. Hold up, Kody. Slugman Brown. Should you ever stumble across this rant, let me remind you, you chose polygamy. You were fully on board this ship before you ever convinced Christine to marry your spineless self. Stop acting like you got dragged into this against your will. It's exhausting watching you gaslight yourself just to dodge accountability for being a mediocre husband and a subpar dad. Honestly, Kody loves himself enough for everyone. He did seem more tolerable in the early seasons, happier, lighter, even kinda fun. But now, he's gotten darker, bitter, mean, and I genuinely think it's the company he keeps. Robyn's voice is always in his ear, and it shows. He's even started mimicking her, like a tragic parrot in denial. The Sit-in Thur started in season 7 or 8, but by season 13 or 14, he was describing Flagstaff as yummy. I almost projectile vomited. Look, I get it. People say, he doesn't affect your life. Why do you care so much? Fair. But reality TV invites us into these people's lives, and when someone is this manipulative, this deluded, it's hard not to have strong opinions. What does stick with me, though, is how different he used to be. In the very first episode, he spoke lovingly, genuinely, about his awesome wives. He had a tender moment with Meri before heading off on his honeymoon with Robyn. I love ya and I'm gonna miss ya, he said softly. So I can't help but wonder, what the hell happened to that Kody? Christine is moving on, and hey, good for her. She deserves to be happy, right? But there's a small problem. Truly seems to be getting totally lost in the shuffle. It really rubbed me the wrong way when Usable and Pedon started talking about how things are moving too fast. One of them said, "We're not asking you to slow down," to which Christine responded, "Good, because I wouldn't do that anyways." Okay, I'm paraphrasing, but you get the gist. It just felt a little dismissive of their concerns. I get it, Truly's not big on talking to the cameras, and seems to want to stay out of the drama. But seriously, how tough must it be for her to hear her older siblings and her mom discuss all of this stuff right in front of her? Like, no one even bothered to consider that she might have her own feelings about it. Are Christine and her older kids at least having these conversations off camera? I sure hope so. When I was growing up with divorced parents, they always made sure we were comfortable with their new relationships. They actually asked us how we felt. Christine's approach of, "I don't care what my kids think about my relationship with David, yeah, that feels a little selfish." Sure, she deserves happiness, but her kids' feelings should matter too, right? And let's talk about the whole, "I love you after a week" thing. Seriously, that's just wild. I know people fall fast, but that's a bit much. But hey, we've seen time and time again that these women have had zero regard for their kids when it comes to men. Why should we be surprised now? Still, I'll admit I don't exactly love Christine. I'm not a fan of her choices or her parenting style, but I don't think she's evil. She didn't deserve Kody, and I genuinely wish her the best. That said, she's often acted pretty childish and selfish. She's gone from picking one lousy guy over her kids to, hopefully, picking a better man. But hey, at least it seems like she's trying, even if it's not the most graceful way forward. The only moment I genuinely liked was when Mykelti asked Truly how she really felt. And get this, she actually listened to her. It didn't feel like a fake moment for the cameras. It was probably the first time I've actually liked something Mykelti has done. Maybe, just maybe, some of the siblings are finally watching Truly's back. Fingers crossed. Let me know what you think in the comments. Don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to my channel. I'll see you in the next video. Take care and much love to you all.